There's a formula to it. A very simple formula.
Scream 7 needs to change up the formula, and let's discuss a few ways that they can do this.
Certain rules. Push the laws and you end up dead.
This is the moment when the supposedly dead killer comes back to life.
Not in my movie.
Surprise, Sydney.
He's gone mad.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
A very simple formula.
You want to play psycho killer?
Everybody's a suspect.
No, please don't kill me, Mr. Ghostface. I want to be in the sequel.
I'll be right back.
Okay, I think it's going to go something like this.
I'm Pamela, welcome back to the channel. Today let's discuss a few ways that Scream 7 can change up the formula. As we know, every single movie in the Scream franchise follows a formula. If you think about it, every single Scream movie is essentially a carbon copy. So I do think 7 movies in, we do have to do a few things to change things up a little bit. Now, of course, we can't switch it up too much because then they just won't be Scream movies anymore. You know, we can't get crazy with it. We can't introduce like supernatural elements. That would just be crazy. But there are several different things that we can do. Scream 6 obviously tried to do this a little bit with the opening scene. They definitely changed the formula a little bit in Scream 6 with like Jason's reveal in the opening scene. Also in Scream 5 with like Tara surviving the opening scene, which I do appreciate them trying to do new things in 5 and 6, but there's definitely some other things that we can do for 7 to change up the formula, and I do think one of those things should be ending the movie on a cliffhanger. That is definitely something that has never been done in the Scream franchise before. Every single Scream movie ends the same way. Sydney or Sam win in the end. They take down the ghost faces and, you know, walk off into the sunset, and things pretty much end on a happy note. Our main final girl wins in the end. Now with Scream 7, what if the killer gets away with it at the end? So either Sydney doesn't kill them and they get away, they go on the run, or they get arrested and go to jail. Like you guys know, I think Stu Macher is alive and will return in Scream 7, so I think he'll be revealed in the final act of Scream 7, but what if he doesn't get killed at the end to carry on into Scream 8? Because I, of course, would love to see more of Matthew Lillard. Like, I would love to get him in a full movie, but at the same time, I don't want him to be revealed until the final act, like a Ghostface normally would. So, you know, let's say he gets revealed in the final act and then gets away with it to then be in the full movie for Scream 8. Or I know there are some Stu believers out there who want him to come back, but think that he shouldn't be revealed in Scream 7, but rather end Scream 7 on a true cliffhanger where we don't see Stu, but it ends with Sydney getting a phone call and saying one of Stu's lines from the first movie, like, "Surprise, Sydney," or "I always had a thing for you, Sid." And that would be like a major cliffhanger to then reveal Stu in Scream 8. I'm kind of torn on how I feel about this because it would be crazy, but I would much rather have Stu actually be revealed in Scream 7. Like, I want to see his face in 7. I want to see him have a conversation with Sydney. But of course, if they did do that where they don't reveal him, but rather have this cliffhanger phone call that kind of hints towards Stu, even though I would be disappointed that we don't actually see Stu, I would still be hyped for the next movie. But I don't know, just something like that. Some kind of cliffhanger, Sydney gets a phone call, something like that. Now, another way to switch up the formula is if we get a Ghostface reveal early on in the movie. Of course, we did get that with Jason in Scream 6, but this time around, what if we follow along with this Ghostface? That is what I thought was going to happen in Scream 6. Like, when Jason took his mask off, I was like, holy shit, we are about to follow along with this character throughout the movie. Of course, that didn't happen. He got killed in the opening scene, but what if they reveal a Ghostface to the audience early on, and we get to see them be a part of the friend group, where the characters in the movie don't know that this person is Ghostface, but we as the audience know. And as we're watching the movie and they're interacting with the friend group, we're just wondering, like, is this the moment where they're going to attack, or like what's going to happen next? Another way to switch up the formula is let's get a flashback scene. This is something I have talked about on the channel before. We have never had a flashback scene in the franchise. And now, considering this is the 7th movie, I feel like this is a perfect time to do something like that. We have 6 past movies to work with. Give us some kind of a flashback. Now, I always say we could use a flashback with Dewey and Gale. I just think this would be a fun way for fans to see Dewey again and kind of have it be a very emotional scene. But something else that would be fun is a flashback where we find out some new information about something from the past that we did not know before. You know, just like Randy said, it's all about going back to the beginning and finding out something we thought we knew but didn't know.
True trilogies are all about going back to the beginning and discovering something that wasn't true from the get-go. Godfather, Jedi, all revealed something that we thought was true that wasn't true.
Something I've said before, what if we get a flashback to Maureen Prescott's murder and we find out something new about that night? Like, what if Billy and Stu had another accomplice? Could have been Christina Carpenter, Sam and Tara's mom. I've talked about this in past videos before. I will try to link some of them for you if you want some more details on this. You know, I think Christina Carpenter is a shady person and knew what Billy was up to back in the day, so what if Christina was an accomplice with them on the night of Maureen's murder? Or the night of Casey Becker's murder? What if Christina drove the getaway car? You guys know I think Stu killed Dewey in Scream 5. What if we get a flashback to Dewey's death scene and we see that it was actually Stu? You know, we see a flashback with Ghostface standing over Dewey. Ghostface takes off the mask and it's Stu. And that's how he first gets revealed to us in 7. Which of course I also think bringing back a past killer is another way to change up the formula. That's something that's never been done in the Scream franchise before. Every single Scream movie we get a brand new killer. I think 7 movies in, it's time to bring back a past Ghostface, and who other than Stu? I mean, do we really want more brand new killers that just essentially have no connection to Sydney or the story? You know, Richie and Amber in Scream 5 didn't hit as hard as I think it could have. Definitely the Scream 6 Ghostfaces just did not hit for me, because they're just these brand new characters that I just don't really care about. And it's like, people who don't want Stu to come back, do you really want more of the same, more brand new killers that we just don't really care about? That's been the case for, you know, every movie in the past. Let's just bring back Stu for 1 movie, possibly 2 if he gets away with it at the end of 7, but just bring him back for 1 movie. And then we can go back to brand new killers in Scream 8. But that's about all I've got for this video. My main 3 ways to change up the formula would be a cliffhanger, bring back a past killer, and give us a flashback scene. I think those 3 things could be pretty fun to see in Scream 7. But what do you think? Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here so that you don't miss out on future videos like this one. Future Scream 7 updates, Scream 7 theories. Make sure you turn on all notifications so that you don't miss out on future posts. And I will see you guys next time.